Okay, do we need to do a sound check or anything? We're good? Okay. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Sarasota Police Chief Rex Troche. I'm grateful to be here to talk to you about one of our officers who is at home recovering after being hit by a vehicle last night. Thankfully, he will recover from his injuries. However, this incident could have ended with our agency making funeral arrangements. As you all have seen in the video that was provided, our officer was struck by a vehicle fleeing Bird Key. Thankfully, this incident started with an officer being struck by a vehicle that was fleeing Bird Key. This actually started Monday afternoon at about 2 p.m. when Sarasota police officers responded to a home on Mourning Drive on Bird Key for a vehicle burglary. Personal items were stolen from the car. Sarasota police officers discovered video and determined that a white Mercedes was the suspect vehicle. At about 5 p.m., Sarasota police officers learned that the same Mercedes was in a neighborhood on Longboat Key. Longboat Key police responded to a vehicle that was stolen from Fair Oaks Place. At about 9 p.m., Sarasota police officers learned the Mercedes had returned to Bird Key. Two Sarasota police officers used their vehicles to secure the only entrance and exit on and off the island. The officers learned that the Mercedes was driving back towards the only exit. The officer who was hurt anticipated the Mercedes would try to drive onto a side street or strike one of the patrol vehicles. The Mercedes drove past one of the marked patrol vehicles and hit the officer head-on, flipping him over the Mercedes. That officer was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, has since gone home, and is recovering. Officers followed the Mercedes, and as it drove away from Bird Key, it was eventually abandoned in the 2900 block of Orange Avenue. There is no suspect information at this time. He hasn't been arrested, and this is an ongoing investigation. I'll try to answer what questions I can. I didn't catch that only because of the background here, Allison. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I said you mentioned it in the beginning there, just how different this story could have been. You know, you said you could have been very
Correct.
Kind of speak to just the significance of the work that officers do every day.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. We are fortunate to have video of this incident. We also have body-worn camera video as well. And I can tell you, when we watched the video this morning in our command staff meeting, it was horrific. It was terrible. We all gasped as we saw the officer jump about 4 to 6 inches off the ground and really saved his own life, because that allowed him to roll over the hood of the vehicle and onto the ground. Had he had crouched down like some people would do when something's coming at them, he would have been run over by this Mercedes, probably weighing over 2,000 pounds. And again, this would be a different conversation that we're having right now.
What was the nature of his injury? I know he's recovering, but give us a glimpse into what kind of injuries he's dealing with.
So I talked to him last night, and he was in good spirits, and he was recovering from a contusion on his legs. He has some soreness. Fortunately, at this juncture, we don't think there's any fractures, but as we all know, when you have swelling, it's hard to tell. So we'll know more in the next 24 to 48 hours. But he is talking, and he is home recovering, so that's really the best sign.
That image when the vehicle was coming back into Bird Key, there's a freeze frame on the individual in that vehicle. Is that the suspect you believe was involved in the beginning to the end of all of this?
We do believe that is a suspect, and those images caught from the guard shack were amazing, and they're going to be instrumental into solving this case, we hope.
Why did your agency want to release the video, really horrific video?
We believe it's important. I mean, police officers are the first line out there. Police officers are taking care of people day in, day out when we're sleeping. We're at the grocery store. They're always here to help us. This was an incident where officers were responding to a suspect vehicle in a burglary. They did what they're supposed to do. They understood it was important to capture this person, and they put themselves in a position hopefully to stop this person, and unfortunately it ended up in this officer being hit by a vehicle. And again, I mean, I can't state it any more frank. This could be a totally different conversation that we're having today, and if you watch the video, it really does tell the whole story.
Now, this suspect that you're looking for, can you give us some insight into where we are in this investigation and what we know, just so that if anybody gets a wind of somebody that's similar to that, then they'll know what to do?
So obviously there's the still frame that you saw in the video, and we have some evidence that's in the car that's leading our detectives to other areas where there is possible video at these locations. We're hoping that will give us some more leads. But we're really hoping that people watching the video can help us find out who this subject is. That's why we're putting it out there. If you can give us any leads, any information, we'll take it, because this person needs to be put in jail for what he did. He could have killed an officer last night, and that would have been very unfortunate for us as a family.
Are you able to clarify the Longboat Key incident? Was that the vehicle that he was in, and was the white Mercedes, was it stolen?
So the white Mercedes is not the vehicle that was stolen from Longboat. That was a Range Rover. That was being tracked in a different direction. The Mercedes was brought here, we believe, from an area in South Florida. So we are looking into that, and we are tracking that as well. So there are more leads to come.
Can you talk about the charges that they're facing, especially since they hit an officer?
Yes, absolutely. Attempted murder, fleeing to elude, burglary, things of that nature. And as the investigation continues, possibly more charges are to follow. Okay?
And it is my understanding that this Mercedes was abandoned, and this person, or help us understand that. And then, so this person got away either by a getaway car or on foot or something. Is that the scenario that we have?
Yeah, it's our understanding that they more than likely fled on foot in the area of 2900 block of Orange. We did search the area. We weren't able to find anyone in that area that matched the description. So again, we brought in 4 detectives last night. We wanted to work this as fast as we could and get as much information out there so that we could follow up on these leads as quickly as possible, because we all know that the longer you wait, these leads tend to evaporate. So it's very important to move quickly on these incidents.
You said potential charge being attempted murder, indicating, of course, this was intentional. Of course, it all happened so quickly, but can you just kind of speak to, I mean, what kind of a person does something like that, hitting an officer?
I can tell you, not a good person, and not a person that needs to be out here on the streets. That's a person that needs to be in jail, prison. So, and that's what we intend to do. So thank you all for coming here today. Thank you.